early because I have a lot of stuff to do today. So what we are talking about today is major changes coming to your Facebook feed, and then 3 things for you to double down on right now, okay? So I am going to set my timer to make sure I do not get long-winded about this, because I definitely could. Anytime we get to talking about social media, it's like, where's Martha going to go with this, right? So anyway, what we're doing here, the Facebook feed, the Facebook update that's going to be happening is going to be, you're going to see more social media platforms moving toward kind of a TikTok feel. And that's because TikTok is doing so doggone well that the other platforms they're adopting the pieces of what TikTok does that they really like and that gains traction, right? So you already see Instagram doing it. Meta owns both Facebook and Instagram, so there's, you're going to see a lot of similarities and mirroring there. But you see, YouTube Shorts. That's kind of like TikTok. YouTube Shorts, just so you guys know, a stat on that, 75% of logged in users are consuming or watching YouTube Shorts. So if you're creating micro content on TikTok for Reels, for Facebook and Instagram, or even LinkedIn, if you're doing that stuff, make sure that you also post it. If you don't have a YouTube channel, like, what are you doing? Please do that. There's that. But also make sure that you're posting it to YouTube, because it's, like I said, 75% of logged in users are consuming that content, okay? It's that short micro content is so easy to consume and keep moving through that it's like, it's just fantastic content. So anyway, the updates that are going to be happening for, hey, good morning guys, I see you. The update that's going to be happening in Facebook is that, and they're working on this right now, they just published it yesterday, okay? So the way it's going to look is at the top, it's going to have Reels and Stories mixed, and those are going to be from people, this is something that you really need to hear, okay? We need to discern this part. It's going to be from people that you know and are connected to. And it's also going to be from people that you do not know at all. Hence, let's look at TikTok. That's another reason TikTok does so well. Their discovery part of their algorithm that puts people's content in front of you that you don't know works very, very well. And Facebook is doubling down on that concept, okay? So you're going to see people that you're connected to, whereas right now, when we look at Facebook, it's pretty much who you're connected to, and maybe who some of your people that you're connected to are connected to, right? Or ads. So that's really what you're seeing, or groups that you're in, of course. That's what you're seeing in your Facebook feed right now. What you're going to be seeing is, and this is, I'm not sure when they're dropping this, but they're working on it right now. That's, like I said, what was just published yesterday. What they're going to do is they're making it where it's like 50% discovery and 50% who you're connected to, which I, from like a massive impact perspective, love. I think it's absolutely fantastic because it allows us to get our message. If we're doing things the way that I teach to do things, it's going to get our message, our mission out in front of more people. Now, let me talk about the rest of what the feed is going to look like, and then the 3 things we need to double down on to make sure that what we're doing is going to be as effective as possible. Sound good? So the rest of what it's going to look like is the stories and the reels are going to be at the top. After that is going to be something that is going to be that discover space, right? So you see a discover space in Instagram and you see a discover space in TikTok. Facebook is now going to have a discover space. And what that's going to do is it's the AI that is actually going to be discovering for you based on things that you like, based on things you say, based on your behavior, all of that stuff, right? Let's stop calling this, I mean, we can call this stuff creepy that they follow us around, but also the AI is using that to then help with the discovery. Okay, so there's that. I'm not saying it's not creepy, but I'm saying that's what they're using, okay? And so in the discovery space, you're going to see stuff that, or people that you haven't already followed, but people that you might start following. Now think about what that means for you your business, your income streams, and the way that you serve people. Okay? So this is the experience you're going to have, but it's also the experience everybody else is going to have. We're going to talk about the 3 things to double down on in just a second. After that, we're going to have, it's going to be like a normal feed. So it's going to be like your friends, your groups that you're associated with, people that you're connected to in one way or another, you know, people that you've messaged with. That's how the feed is going to roll, okay? And when I say in segments like that, that's how they described it. I don't believe from a behavior standpoint or from a consumption standpoint, I don't believe it's actually going to be segments. I think it's just going to be the higher algorithmic push is going to be for discover, lesser algorithmic push is going to be for people that you're connected with. So I believe they're going to be intermixed in there, but the higher algorithmic push is going to be for the discovery. I hope that makes sense. But definitely reels and stories at the top. That would be a templated experience on a page, right? We already kind of see that. So 3 things that we're going to double down on based on that is, let's see, the very first thing that we need to double down on is Facebook themselves have said that they are going to be, we already knew, if you've been following me for a while, we already knew that whenever we message people and they message us back and we are in conversation, that's one of the heaviest pieces of the algorithm, which means when you're in conversation on Messenger, then all of a sudden you and them see each other's stuff much more, okay? And so they're actually adding to that. So it sounds like they're adding even more weight to that. Okay, so they're moving this into whenever you post, them being able to message you from the post, right? And so that's something they are really pushing for us to be messaging each other. And here's the thing, whenever it comes to social media, I'm trying not to get too long-winded here, but whenever it comes to social media, you guys, and they're pushing new concepts, what you want to do as an adapter, as a user of social media, is you want to also lean in to what they're pushing, because then they're going to give you algorithmic love across the board. Okay, and I've already got a strategy, guys, of messaging people every day anyway. Not the hey girl, hey message, not the hey buy my stuff message. I'm not saying that at all. But like a message just to check in on your friends and people that you're connected with to see how they're doing, right? Like that sort of thing. So that is something that's really wise to do. An easy way to do that even is to go through your stories and respond to a story. Okay, and when you respond to a story, it happens in Messenger. Okay, so that's a very easy way to double down on that concept. Next thing, so we're on number 2 out of 3. Number 2, double down on video. All right, I'm going to get into short video here in just a second, or micro video in a second, but right now I'm just saying video. So video like this. So doing maybe a 5-minute live 5 times a week. I mean, how much do you really want to succeed? I'm not telling you to hustle. I'm not telling you to work 18 hours a day. I'm saying do a 5-minute video 5 times a week. And there's easy way to find content to be able to do that. I've got trainings all over the place. If you want to jump into my group, there's a link in the description of this video. I've got trainings all over on how to be able to create that content, where to find ideas, I live in this world, right? And so you need to be able to do that, because Facebook is going to lean heavy on video. Most of the stuff that will be coming up in your algorithm is going to be video, okay guys? In one way or another, it's going to be video. So you want to make sure that you're up there, okay? Now, third thing is micro content. Some people are like, I don't want to, right? It doesn't need to be difficult, and it doesn't even need to be all polished up. It doesn't need to be, you don't have to do the pointing at this and how do I do that and whatever. Those are kind of like yesterday anyway. Like, I don't know who's still doing that, but regardless, you don't really have to do that much in order to have good micro content. Micro content could be 15 minutes or 15 minutes. Micro content of 15 minutes. Micro content could be 15 seconds of you answering a question that people ask you all the time about what you do. Again, with finding out where to get that content, I've got trainings all over the place, free trainings all over the place, right? If you haven't done my affiliate marketing free training, there's like an hour-long masterclass on that, and that is there's a link to it in the description of this video, and yeah, so you can look for that as well. It's free. Okay, but it's going to help you with this content stuff as well, okay, and get you making money today, whereas it's just adding another income stream, right, that ends up being passive. There's short-term and long-term. I'm not going to get into all that. But you guys, what Facebook is going into is Real Stories at the top, and the discovery weighs heavy in the algorithm. After that, it's going to be friends, family, groups, that sort of thing. Okay, they're still leaning heavy on groups, so make sure that you're in groups adding value and that you at least have your own group. Okay, pay attention to that stuff. If you're wanting to grow your business organically, if you're wanting to grow your income stream organically, if you don't want to call it a business, I don't really care what you want to call it, but if you want to grow the way that you're making money organically, pay attention to this stuff. Do what the social media platforms are leaning into, because they will give you so much love. I'm going to get out of here. Have a good day. Bye-bye.